Leah.
And I'm Pat.
And you're watching Arts Alive Delaware. So when it comes to the roles of organizations in a community, it's really a cohesive synergy. And I think each county kind of has their organizations that serve different populations. So for us, we are all about supporting the emerging level artists. We believe that that leap between emerging and professional is a kind of painful one. And that's a societal thing, not a Delaware thing. So we are here to give artists resources, opportunities to get their artwork out in front of people, really giving artists the spaces to create, like through our studios in the Forgotten Mile. But we also have a virtual space because we believe that connection of artists having access to on-demand opportunities and career support is really crucial. But the cool thing is we don't just support emerging artists, because we believe that even at the professional master level, having a sense of community is really important. And we find a lot of professional artists really love to give back and to mentor and share their experience with emerging artists. So we are all about artists in any form of their career. And even more importantly, it's not just visual. We believe musicians, chefs. We believe that if you have a story to tell, that is your medium, and we're here to help you tell your story.
A lot of our artists, a majority of our artists come into some sort of creative career while also having some other job. Most of them, it's not their primary source of income. It's not what they do every single day, all day long. So we serve a lot of people that are maybe looking for a change in their life, maybe looking to practice something that they can be a little bit more fulfilled in. And that really runs all ages, all demographics. It's anybody that has some sort of passion, they can create a career from it. And we provide opportunities like events where they can sell, but also education, teaching them how to do taxes themselves, because typically they're running a business independently. They don't have an accountant, a lawyer, and all the other big business positions. So they have to learn it all themselves, and we're here to support them in that.
Yeah, and I think the other really big part about how we serve our artists is there's a lot of mindset that artists have that's really stuck in a scarcity mindset. So it's not just about teaching them the fundamentals of business, it's about teaching them the mindset around understanding their craft and creating a space where they can engage with other artists through critique, because that's why the art school experience is so important, because you're part of a community. So the other part of that is we're not just serving artists, we have made space for the general public. The space that we're in right now is our Artpothecary. So this is a space where folks, doesn't matter what your artistic skills are, we want you to come and make cool functional art with us. Also through our Westside Creative Market, this is a space that is beloved by this general area. We built this from an empty parking lot and turned it into this incredible event that takes place 2 days in the week, all summer long. Plus we do special events down there as well. So we're not just serving artists, but we're really honing in on the general population to try to promote more culture in this area. We have so many people that are moving down here from cities, but when it comes down to access to the arts, I think that we have a number of arts organizations that are really answering that question of how can we expand the culture with this big boom in Sussex County. Pat is our marketing director. He actually came into this as the person that was leading artists to build websites. So when the pandemic happened, obviously everyone had their shows planned for the summer. Down here is very vendor event heavy. So that was the main way that artists were getting their work out to the public. What happened overnight with the pandemic was all of a sudden there were no opportunities like that. And we found that there were a lot of artists that didn't have websites, that had really poor marketing strategies in place. They weren't connecting with their buyers. They didn't have a strong social media presence. So we came up with the Creative Career Support Program quite overnight as well. And our organization, we just started really in 2017. So we were quite young, and we knew that this was so important to get artists help with their careers. And this was really what brought us to our purpose, and creating this flagship program that we've been developing over the years really came out of the pandemic. And even more incredibly, our Westside Creative Market, it started out as a market that we had on Meterless Mondays in downtown Rehoboth. really bringing artists out to show their work in a time where it was impossible, to get on the walls of anywhere. So we were in the pandemic really creating our programming that we have today. Same with Out of the Box. We were able to financially support our organization through selling DIY art kits. We created an e-commerce in like 3 weeks, and Pat really came into the picture, as well as other members of our team, that really shifted us. And these programs that we made in the pandemic are our identity and our purpose today.
I think vendor events are always an amazing thing for artists as well as the community. But what we saw during the pandemic is they're not always guaranteed. And we had to not only reframe the way the public thought about interacting with artists and buying art, but also reframe the way that artists present themselves to sell more art online, not face-to-face with somebody. So it was really important to us to create educational content that would help them keep a list of their inventory and figure out pricing and, be good at social media, make a website. So it really ran through every little aspect of running a business when you can't see somebody face to face and really connect with them at an event or in public or at a store. And it's grown from there. Now we can do it virtually, and we've had probably 24 artists kind of in some capacity go through our program, create beautiful websites, get photo shoots, new logos, branding, and they've all really excelled from that education.
Art is such a fabric of our communities, and folks sometimes forget that it's not just something that you go to and you are entertained by, but it's part of our everyday lives. So I believe that the general public is not only participating in the arts, but we all have that creativity inside of us. And seeing what makes you creative makes you relate to it and makes you want to support artists more and to buy local, buy handmade. And making those types of decisions is what makes that rising tide lifts all boats.
I grew up about 5 miles from here in Lewis, and as a kid, I was really involved in Clear Space Theater, Possum Point out in Georgetown, and there were kind of limited options for the arts in Sussex County at the time. And I feel as though when you're not in a big city, it's so vital to continue to support these organizations and the culture in your area to ensure that the people that are really putting all the hard work into keeping those things going can keep going. So if that's a decision of, maybe not going out one night a week so you can instead go see the local theater show, that is something that we want to educate the public about, especially people that have recently moved here. Hey, here's all these amazing opportunities to support local artists, local organizations that are really making a change and bringing culture to Rehoboth and Lewis, but beyond, statewide in these areas that, are growing so rapidly. We need to make sure that those organizations don't get kind of left in the wake. Beyond just arts organizations, there's also so many different grassroots organizations in this area that we've been fortunate enough to work with in some capacity, whether that's a event at our market or some sort of other collaboration. Beyond the Bar, there's Skim USA, having parties for different local organizations, because it is a small town and nobody here just has one job. We're all involved in some sort of change-oriented organization, and that's the beautiful thing about living here is we all kind of help each other out in that aspect.
We are the kind of organization that has an open door policy. We have this space open to the public. You can always give us a call. You can come take a tour, come get to know us. We are an up-and-coming artist development nonprofit down here at the Delaware Beaches, but we are looking to serve artists throughout the whole state of Delaware. So we're excited for more partnerships. We're excited for more businesses, other organizations that want to collaborate with us, especially if you have opportunities or want to reach artists. We actually have an incredible feature in our hub that you can share opportunities that our artists can have access to. So we want to be the people that brings others together. So it doesn't matter what type of background you have. We want you to be a part of DAC.
Yeah. the beauty of having no artist dues or, you know, any cost to just become a member of our organization is you can sit back and ignore 99% of what, you know, we post on the hub or social media, but we're hoping that one thing will resonate with you and one thing might be beneficial to you as an artist. Same thing for the public. You know, maybe you don't have the ability to come to a lot of our events, but we hope that you'll see one and be able to come. So by supporting us on, you know, social media and sharing our content with people that you think also might be interested, that is a huge way to support us as well. Obviously, volunteering is always important to us because it allows us to meet the community at large too. You know, people that might not consider themselves artists and don't really necessarily feel the need to become a member, but they do want to be involved. They want to support our mission. And then, you know, there's always individual donations. That's huge for us. And that's a big priority for us going forward is recurring small donations from people that believe in what we're doing and believe in supporting artists, local events that celebrate art.
My vision when starting DAC has always been placing artists in partnership with community organizations to serve underserved communities. That's what I did. I bought a one-way ticket and I moved to Kenya, and as an artist was able to totally transform a community. And from day one of DAC, I've always said that artists can make massive, massive impacts. So our amazing partnership with Westside New Beginnings is an example when we see how we have really come up to bat in honoring this community of color with this amazing mural. So working with Westside New Beginnings and being able to empower our artist, Terrence Van, who's a native of this community, his family is one of our historic families, to make this mural. It shows you the power an artist can have. So we are all about collaboration, which is why it is the C in the DAC.